Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 14 of FTP Continuum. Today we're going to talk a little more about the Silky miner. I'm going to go over a few details that I might not have covered before. We're also going to take a look at the Armorer bee and upgrade some armor with it. We're going to talk briefly about the Diamandi bee, the Ghast bee, the Withering bee. And we're going to place down a plant sower and a plant gatherer so that we can start getting some sludge for the EFAB. We're going to briefly take a look at the storage scanner. I'm also going to show you where I placed a mob crusher so that I could get some fluid to do some enchanting with the industrial foregoing stuff. We're going to make a crusher, an industrial squeezer, and an arc furnace. So let's start with the Silky. I know I've already covered the Silky before, but it didn't seem to go over with everybody that understood it all properly. So I'm going to go into a little more detail and do it this way. So we place down one hot apiary. That's where we're going to put the Silky. And we're going to run, normally you just run one cable out like this. But I am also going to put another one on the back side deliberately for a temporal bee so that we can really speed things up this time around. And then I'm using these item eject covers. They're like a flat transfer node, but they're much, much faster. They only work with the Gendustry machines, though. Can't put them on anything else. And then we're going to put down our ender chest, which links back up with the processing back at our base. So then in this one, we are going to put one automation upgrade and the Energy Queen. The Energy Queen is going to produce 2,000 RF per tick, which is much more than we're going to actually be using for any of these bees. Down here, we're going to put that 8 production upgrades and 4 territory upgrades. And when we put in our Silky miner, we're now doing 151 by 151 area. And you can see it pulling up the stuff pretty quickly. Like fairly fast like this, right? But let's put that into real high gear. And over here, we're going to put in an automation upgrade and 8 production upgrades. 8 production upgrades on a temporal bee is a lot. That's really going to speed things up here. Like it can barely keep up trying to empty the stuff out. That's why we had to use these covers to pull the stuff out. All right, so that's the setup for here. It's really, really simple. The key here is you've got to have a cable coming out the bottom of the apiary, and then it self-feeds itself power that way as well. When I placed the apiaries, if you're paying attention, they already had power in them because I'd moved them from one place to another. Let's go back to our base and take a look at what's happening at this end. So over here, this is the ender chest that's connected to them. Ooh, I forgot to do something at the other end. Damn it. This was miner 6. This is what I forgot to do. I have to claim the chunk, and I'm not sure which one it's in, so I'm doing both of them. And now it's chunk loaded. Now we can go back. Okay, and stuff should be coming through to here now. Yeah, you can see it's going in there now. And I'm using item translocators with glowstone on them because that's the only thing fast enough to shove it in there. I've shut off, see I broke the cable there for the void miners, and nothing is coming into this thing right now. I shut off its input. So it's all just going into this chest. So we'll show you what you can get from placement of one Silky bee. And it'll be finished long before the end of this episode. By the way, all the combs I've got this thing here set with the combs and the pollen clusters. I've got too many of all of the above. Well, basically too much honey. So, and all these only produce honey. And it's going into a trash chest. The reason it's a trash chest rather than a trash can is the item translocator wouldn't attach to the trash can. But hopefully we'll take a peek at that at the end and you can see what it does. Let's take a look at a few other things here. For some other bees, I was suggested by Cupus that I switch to the Diamandi queens. The reason for that is use. There's a 6% chance of getting a diamond nugget. With the diamond bee, there's only a 1% chance of getting a comb, which I think has a 100% chance of getting one of the diamond shards. So I'm getting 6 times as much with this, which is a lot faster. Mind you, I did run into one interesting thing. The XNet wouldn't transfer the nuggets for some reason. I don't know why. I might have made a mistake, but I just started trying different things to get it to work, and then I decided to switch it around. So now what I've got is the nuggets coming out through this translocator and going straight into the crafter, which is not a problem. And then once it's a diamond or emeralds or whatever, they get transferred. So that's that part. I've also got the tarnish for tin, because that's the one thing I was running out of. I was running out of tin. I was using so much of it. And in 1.31, you couldn't use the, where is it here? The tin grains, these things. You couldn't use those in 1.31. They switched that with 1.40. I did not upgrade to 1.40, or I tried. And the problem is I get stuck at the loading screen saying 0% loaded. So what I did was I stole the configuration file that changed this part, put it in 1.31, and that's what I'm using for now. Now, if you're watching this in a day or two, or even by the time I finish this episode, they may have updated the pack again. I still had the problem at 1.41-1. But I think it's an update for immersive engineering that's causing the problem. And it doesn't happen for everybody, but it does happen for more than just me. But that problem will be fixed soon, and then I'll upgrade to the newer version. Another bee that I've got going here is the Withering bee. Now, notice that I've got a hell emulation in here. Even though I've got the 5 up, 5 down on temperature and humidity, I still have to put the hell upgrade in there. That was a suggestion by Robert Jenkins, that it would not drop the little, what are those things called again? Wither shards? Wither skeleton bone chips. And you take 9 bone chips and you turn them into a wither skeleton fragment. And then you take 9 of those, 6 of those, and you turn them into a wither skull. And so we're making those. Now, I've been getting a little bit of lag even when I'm not recording. So I'm going to start ripping down some stuff. For instance, I'm not using this anymore. So this has got to go. These are all ticking, and I'm not using them. These don't really matter because they're not doing anything, but I might pull them out anyways. And I'm going to take some of the bees out of production. Like, for instance, the ghast bee. I've got 30,000 ghast tears. I don't need any more of those. I'm going to take those out of production. I've got 20,000 of that. I've got 9,000 of that, of the Certus. I'll keep the emeralds going and the diamonds going for now. But yeah, I could take a few of them out of production because I just got so much of it. Why have any more? All right, next up. Let's move on to our next portion. Oh, no, before we do anything else, this has been in here forever, and I never got around to using it because I'm always running out of time. But I'm going to do it this time whether I run out of time or not. And I'm making the armor. Notice that was 9.2. That's better than diamond armor. So this, just from these honeycomb ingots, you get better armor than you do from diamond. It's not necessarily the very best you can get, but it's better than what I'm wearing. I'm wearing iron right now. Oh, and I forgot that I left my bees over here. Oh, notice this genetic waste. I want you to take note of something. On all my bees, including the bees that I had out there, you saw it in the wild, I'm using ignoble for production. And I'm using the pristine for the breeding. That sounds backwards, doesn't it? Wouldn't you think the ones that you're going to have to live for a lot of lives you'd have as the pristine, and the ones you're only using a little bit, you'd use the ignoble? Well, when you put an ignoble in the advanced mutatron, there's a very strong chance that it is going to turn into genetic waste. And it's not just the losing the bee that bothers me, it's the forgetting what I'm doing part that drives me crazy. Because I might have a whole bunch of different things going on at once, waiting for things to happen, and then I forget where I am. So I'd like it to always get myself a pristine for breeding purposes. So come out here, we'll put our armor in there, and then we'll take, I didn't make them. They were right there, and I didn't pay attention. Flower pedestals, just sticks and poppies. Well, it doesn't have to be poppies. Any flower I think will do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place down the pedestals. Just anywhere close. Doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. Anywhere within range. And these are the largest range, so I could actually have these quite a long way away. And then when we come back, they will have continued to increase. Let's see if it's already done it yet. No, hasn't started yet. Whoops. What? Give me a break. We'll just leave them be. I'll come back and show you later. I need to eat something. Okay. So now on to this. The plant sower and the plant gatherer. Pretty straightforward stuff. Machine frame's the only thing that's even mildly interesting I'm trying to make. Oh, I'm getting confused with the other type of machine frame. Yeah. So these ones were a little more interesting. They took iridium, and I have iridium, so that's not a particular issue. The other stuff, not too bad. Emerald plates, well, I got lots of emeralds, etc. So the rest of the stuff wasn't too bad. Titanium, I've got lots of that. Let's take a look at this one more time. Anything else in here? No. But it's the iridium. Those two and two range add-ons. So you take a tier 2, you put stuff around it, you get tier 3, etc. They don't stack. So let's come out here. Oh, I know what else I'm going to need. I'm going to need 2 buckets of water. Now, if you look very carefully, you'll see that I've got X-Net coming out to here. Then I'm going to, inside here, I'm going to put down a range upgrade. I'm going to put, let's say, rice there and wheat there. And then I'm going to put down 1 bucket of water there, 1 bucket of water there, and I'm going to manually plant the sugarcane. Because it doesn't even want to go in the planter. Even if I tried, it won't go. But I think it will gather it. Haven't tried yet. I could be wrong about that. We'll see. Put that down. Put a range upgrade in it. And so far, so good. Oh, I know the one other thing I have to do while I'm over here is these guys. So we put one on, whoops, one on here. This is an empty tank in my EFAB. And then we hit it twice with the compass over here so that it's pulling out. So all the fluid, the sludge will go over there to that tank. Then we've got to set up our EFAB to give them power and stuff. So we're going to, not EFAB, our XNet. Plant gatherer, so you get an input. You also get an input. Then the plant, now where's our, no. So the slave has an input there. So we'll take the plant gatherer and we'll create an export there, stack. Here we'll create an insert and we'll give it a priority of, let's say, 5. So seeds will go into this first if it can, and then it will go into the drawers if it can't. Okay, let's see if they're running over here. Yeah, they're powered up, they're ready to go, but the plants still have to grow. Okay. So hopefully that is set up. I'll find out later if I blew it or not. You know, I'm going to want to do... Can it do coffee? I forget whether it will accept coffee or not. It will. Okay, so okay. Now I put no thought, well, practically none, like 30 seconds worth of thought into what I was going to plant. If you got suggestions on what do you think I should be planting, go ahead. I'm mainly doing it for the sludge. But I should start paying more attention to the food and eventually build the, what do you call it, the blockhead's kitchen. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Oh, notice that I am using, I'm not using a backpack anymore. I'm using ender pouches. Why am I doing that? They're not quite as big as a backpack, but 2 of them together is bigger than the diamond backpack. The issue here is I'm under the impression they cause less lag, because when you run across the world with a bag in your inventory, you're moving all of that stuff with you. But when it's in an ender pouch, it stays in the ender pouch, and it only looks when you open it up like any other chest. So I believe it causes less lag. However, I have had people argue with me on this, so maybe take it with that point with a grain of salt, but that's my belief. All right, next up, storage scanner. Fairly easy to make. You do need an advanced machine frame, but you've seen me make those before. And this was a suggestion by Robert Jenkins. I'm going to come right over here and I'm going to place it down there. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to give it power. Then we're going to come over here. And now you can set the radius to whatever you want. You can make it just XNet itself, or up to like 20 away. I'm going to set it just at the 1 because I don't want it to have all the other chests in my base in it. I think just what's immediately around it is going to do me just fine. So we're going to scan that. And that'll happen very quickly. It's very close to it. Then we mark all the chests we want to be able to look in. So all the stuff in this chest can be found. All the chests in that. All the stuff in that chest. All the stuff in this chest. And there's another large, and then drawer controller is the other one we want. Now I can see everything that's in all of those big crates and everything in all my drawers all together. And let's say I wanted to craft something like, I know I'm going to need an anvil that I hadn't set the system up to make. Anvil. Ooh, iron plates. I need some iron plates. There's going to be no iron plates in any of this. So it would have been a good thing if I'd managed to catch this chest. It would have found the iron plates. And that was within 20. But I didn't do that. So we'll just put the iron plates in like that. Come back here. Anvil. Shift click it in. And we only want one of them. And there. It instantly pops an anvil into my inventory. If I do pick something up from here, what are we going to pick up? That. Put them back. Just put it there. And boom, they go back in again. All right. So, while I'm here, why do I have 24? I need a stack and a half of that. There we go. So next up, let's hit the this thing just to get it started. And then I'm going to show you what I'm doing down below. Home 2. Okay, so I switched this around. Remember there was a whole set of drawers here and hoppers feeding into them and a whole setup for sorting the stuff. Well, now I'm putting it all into an ender chest and sending it straight upstairs. So to give it power, I've got an apiary here with an energy queen in it. And I don't need any frames because it's going to put out like 2,000 RF per tick anyways. And I hit this apiary with a Yenti princess. And that automates it for me. Then, so next, from there is a flat transfer node attached to this. And I'm filtering all the honeycomb, parched, and dipping combs, and they're all getting shoved in there just for garbage, because I get too much of that stuff anyways. Then, let's see, how's this thing doing? Oh, that's okay. Now, here's something weird. Doesn't really matter, but it was weird to me. If we look at this and we go show working area, as you can see, it's perfectly fitting the box I had. But if we take this range upgrade, this is a tier 2 range upgrade. Okay, so it should be adding 2 onto it. Now it's only 1, a 1 by 1. Well, adding 2 onto it, I would think it would only come to this block, not that block. But it seems by default, these things used to be 3 by 3s in front of the machine, without any. Actually, for the mob crusher, they used to be 5 by 5s, and then later on they were 7 by 7s or something. And now they need the upgrades. So things keep changing on those suckers. But it's sort of like it decided it was a 3 by 3 and then added 2, and that gets it out to here. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Just letting you know that when you try to do the math, it's not going to work out. Then we've got an ender tank down here for all the fluid to go into, which sends it back to my base as well. I think that's everything for down here. All right, so going back. And let's take a look at what we're going to be doing with all that fluid. We're going to make an enchantment factory. Yeah, I remember that now. I did have to go through a whole lot to make all these machine frames. Obsidian, That's another brick. Gold gear. That's it. That's the factory. This is the extractor. And this we're not going to actually be using, but I'll show it to you just so you can see it. I had it all set up. I had planned on using it and it didn't work for what I wanted. So we'll come down here and we'll put down our enchantment factory right here, our extractor there, and our applicator there. And we'll come over here, we'll give power, power, power. Now, this one here doesn't need fluid. This one here has a tank for fluid. This one here has a tank for fluid. This one doesn't. Okay. So for the enchantment factory, we'll give it an input on the fluid channel. And for that one, we'll give it an input on the fluid channel. Oh, then we're going to have to do some other things. We're going to create a new item 1. There. And create the enchantment factory is going to extract on this channel. And the extractor is going to insert on this channel. Oh, I need something. That golden pickaxe. I don't think it needs to be a pickaxe. Probably could be a shovel. I just wasn't sure if a pickaxe could get any enchantments that a shovel couldn't. Okay, so back here, we need to create one more channel. Whoops, wrong type of channel. One more item channel. And you are going to be, we're going to create you as an extract. And we're going to put that in there. So notice it has no enchantments on it. And it's matching metadata. No, matching NBT data. That's where they hide the thing. So if it's enchanted, it won't pull it out. I don't know if that's 100% necessary, but I did it all the same. And here we'll do an insert. Then I'm not going to worry about books. I'm just going to put some books in. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our golden pickaxe in this thing. It enchants it, sends it over here, splits it into books. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. We need a chest and a flat transfer node. And we'll put our chest on top, and our books are getting sucked up and into that. Good. Okay, we are looking for, what is it called? Unbreaking 3, that's what we're looking for. I need 3 of them. Come on, I'm not getting very lucky here. There, got it. Well, who cares what the other ones were? Okay, so we got our 3 books of that. We're not going to use them right this second. We are going to make something else first. Okay, notice I built myself a new area. I need a ceiling 5 high, and these machines are friggin' huge. They're going to fill that whole wall over there, like half this building. And this is the full size of my base. This is the level where I used to have the Steve's carts over there. But it's even bigger. It runs the whole size of my base. So to start, we are going to start with a crusher. So we're going to put all of those things on my bar. And we're going to take the engineering manual. And we're going to set it to a crusher. So it's on the crusher page now. Then we're going to put the engineer's manual up there and a projector up there. And it's now a crusher projector. Oh, and the recipe for this thing was pretty easy. You can look up the recipes for these things in either the manual or the quest book. But actually, the quest book was off by at least 1 or 2 on some things. Where, yeah, it goes right, yeah, that looks good for placement right there. So I right click, and then it shows me where each of the blocks need to go. And this one's not too bad. So we're going to place a light there, a light there. Whoops. If you're having trouble placing, aim for the ground where they're going to be going. And my first try at this, I really sucked at trying to place these blocks. I really, really sucked at it. And then it places the next level, since we're there. And like I said, I really, really sucked at it. I kept doing things like that. Okay, light engineering there. Light engineering there. Then, yeah, it's fence all the way around here. Then up here, it's all hoppers. Let's go to the far side first. And we'll aim for the fence post to try and... I'm too close. There we go. And that should be all our stuff. We need our hammer. And boom, we have our crusher. Now I want a, do I have one on me? Yes, I want a hopper. And I'm going to put it right there. It's easier than trying to crawl up on top and putting the stuff in. And we're going to toss in 1.5 stacks of coal coke. Okay, so next up, we are going to make another machine. This time we are going to go back and we're going to find our squeezer. We'll put it on the squeezer page. We come over here, we take our crusher projector and that, and now it's a squeezer projector. And let's get as much off of our bar as we can. And we are going to place it right there like that. Okay, so what's the back row look like? We need one of these. What are those? Oh, they're all, okay. So the only other thing that's interesting on this row is here for piping. And then the rest on this is these things. That part's done. We're going to put that there. I've got one more light engineering goes there. These things go there, 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 and that there. Then our piston is going to go up top here. We've got to turn that in a sec. And we'll take out our engineering hammer. We'll give that a hit. There we go. Come down here. Not that side. Is it this side? Yep. That works. And we now have ourselves our squeezer. Cool. You know what? I put the stuff in there, but it's not working yet. I made a mistake. I forgot to give these suckers power. Oh, I didn't even connect the power to them. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Now notice this here. There is network cable underneath. So I need... Oh, figures. I had to put them back in the other order. Now I'm going to get myself all confused. That and that. So we'll put down... What this is it's fascades, which are... Where are my fascades? No, not fascades. What are they called? Oh, they are. Fascades. So you just click on a block and it makes it look like it. Show you what I mean. So there's one under here. So if I hit that, I can step up on this and we'll put a connector there. Now I don't want it connecting to the other part of the machine. That's just going to confuse me. So we want this one to be down only. So we'll click off all the other sides and that's fine. And then we can put and so if you want to see how the fascades work, this figures I didn't pull one out. Where are they again? You must click on the XNet cable itself and boom, it places it. Now notice it's not the connected textures here. So ideally if you want it to really be hidden, don't use connected textures. I kind of like the fact that it's connected textures. I know where all my cables are going and it doesn't really bother me that it looks different. It kind of looks better. All right. So, oh yeah, I haven't hooked the power up to it yet. Let's do this one while we're over here. So, it's up here, I think. I think that's the power. Again, we just want it down. Okay, now we'll run over here and make sure that, and when you're holding one of these things in your hand, you can see where all the cable's going. You're going to insert and an insert. Okay, now it's starting to process the stuff. Well, that's going to take a little while to do its... Oh, I know what I didn't do. Let's repurpose this. I was just there temporarily. Anyways. There we go, and that'll collect all the stuff it drops. Let's do the difficult one. Ugh, I hate this one. So, arc furnace. Now it's showing from this side, so I'm probably going to stand over there when I do it. All right. We get our arc furnace projector. Okay, so instead of me going over there, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to middle click my mouse button. And I want the front to be, yeah, this is the front facing me now. So There. Cool. Oh, and we really didn't have... okay, so the cauldron, I'll get rid of that right away. So one of them goes there. These flat guys here, go to there. You're a flat guy, right? Yes, you are. Okay. Is that a heavy back there? I think that's a heavy, not a light. And just to be really confusing, see how much they almost look the same? They're not. I think block of steel goes there and there. And then these things go there, there, there. And one scaffolding here. And then we go for the next level. Okay, what the hell have we got over here? Are these all lights? No. No, they're not. Is that a heavy and a heavy? Light, 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 heavy, heavy? I think. I'm not sure. Like I say, I hate this particular machine. Just imagine making it without the guide. Okay, and I think that's steel again. And they're reinforced blast bricks. I actually placed one wrong, but it didn't matter because one was going to go there anyways. Okay. Let's do the reinforced again. We'll do that. Whoops. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work out. I shouldn't have done that, actually. We'll come back down here. All right. So they got to come all the way out to here. All right. And these are the light ones. What are you? I'm not sure. You are going to be the last two steel. I think that their complete row of steel goes up like that. You must be one of these. Okay. Was that a light I just put down, or that's a heavy? That didn't look like a heavy, did it? No, that looks like a light. Where have I got... I've blown it. I put lights down where there should have been heavies somewhere, and I don't know where that is. Okay, let's try looking in the manual. That's not the manual. This is the manual. All right, so the heavy in the center at the back, that I have correct. Two heavies on either end. You're a light. You're a light? Light, light. You're not supposed to be lights. You are supposed to be heavies. And was that the same on the other side as well? Yeah. And I have over here a light and a light. That was incorrect. Did I get my two back? Yes. Okay, so you're a light and a light. Now, you are a light. What are you? You're a scaffolding. You're a scaffolding. Okay. There's a scaffolding. And we've got some more of these guys. Now, it's showing something wrong down here. You're light, light. Didn't I switch you to heavy, heavy? Yeah, I was supposed to. I pulled them out and I put the same thing back. Okay, you're supposed to be a heavy and a heavy. Now we've got 3 lights left. Oh, and I can't go up any higher. I've hit the roof. I hate this. I have 1 left over. Makes me feel like I've done something wrong, but I think I just miscounted or was given the wrong information by something. There. Hit the cauldron, in case you're wondering. All right, and so that can come out of there, and we have this set up. Now, we need to give it power. Power on this one is not on the top. It's any one of these 3. So I guess we'll do the middle one. Oh, I guess it goes right there. There we go. And we'll come over here, and is this guy finished now? Yes. So we need those. The dusts come over here, and we put them in there. This thing's really quick, unlike the other thing. That gave us our 12 graphite dust. And then we need to cook that. Oh, you don't have speed upgrades yet. Well, we got 12 of these. Come down here and, oh, there's going to be a problem here. So we need some sort of a block. Huh. Change that one somehow. There we go. Because when we try to oh, I have to change this first. That has to be a rod. Because if I try to put these things in there, nothing happens. Now you'd think, since this is an immersive engineering thing, and that was an immersive engineering thing, that it should work, but no. I'm just using those blocks I put down as a backstop so that when I throw them it works. Now these are our 3 graphite electrodes. Now notice these things have only 50% durability left. Integrity, they call it. It's basically durability. I don't know of any way to repair them. I tried a sharpening bee, not a sharpening, a repair bee. That didn't work. I tried a something from actually Additions. That didn't work either. I don't know of any way to repair them. Let me know if you do. I don't think they're supposed to be repairable, so there probably isn't. Now, originally what I was going to do was I was going to come over here and I was going to take one of these and I was going to put it right there. Doesn't work. Let's say even with shift click, it won't go in there. Is this a bug? Is something not working correctly? No, actually that's as designed. You can't put these in an enchantment table either. You can put them on an anvil with a book, but it's not an enchantable item per se, regardless of what the quest book says here. It can also be enchanted with unbreaking to allow them to work longer. That was never an intended thing by the people that developed the mod. It just happened that you could do it, and it did work, and they haven't bothered to patch it because they don't really care. If you want to enchant them, go ahead. But they never actually made them enchantable per se. So what we have to do is we have to take, remember I made an extra anvil here. We'll put it there. And then we'll take one of our books and one of these. Oops, it's not that way around. It's this way around. Enchantment cost of 3 and gives it unbreaking 3. So that's going to make these things last a lot longer. There. Oh, and down here, if you run out of experience, notice it took 3 experience each time I did that. Now I had quite a bit, and it ate a lot of it, 8, 9 levels. So it's not very well behaved on an anvil. If you needed to change the fluid in here over to the other type, there is a industrial foregoing liquid dictionary or something along those. Let's look it up. Okay. Dictionary? There's the ore dictionary converter and the, oh, it's fluid, not liquid, fluid dictionary converter from industrial foregoing. So you can put one type in and get a different type out. Then you can stick it into something like an open blocks tank, put a, and then either just right click the tank and you get one little notch on your experience. Or you can put a shower on it and put it and hit that with a redstone signal like a lever, turn it on, and then the shower pours down and you just start getting experience like mad. But we don't need that because we had enough to do these. All right, so, oh, where am I going? And we now have our electrodes in that. So our arc furnace is done. I'm not going to do anything with that today because there was a couple of things I wanted to get back to. So we come down here. Long ago, this thing finished off. Oh, I'm wrong. It didn't finish. It's still going. Well, how much do we have here? Yeah, it should be about finished by now. That's about how much I expected. Maybe a little more. But basically, it fills a whole page like this and a little bit more, maybe about here, of ores from one placement of the thing. Now, I put in the temporal bee and sped it up dramatically. I don't want to have that running normally because it creates lag and stuff, but I wanted to show you that it did work. But that's how much you get from each time you place the bee. So it's quite a bit. Stacks and stacks and stacks of materials. How are we doing out here? 92% on the armor. I haven't done this before, so I suspect it goes to 100 and stops, but I don't know. Could be more. So we'll just leave that there. But yes, when it says that, yeah, it still says the original plus a percentage. It didn't change the amount. Okay. All right, so I think that covers everything I wanted to cover for this episode. I hope you found it useful. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.